Just say Comic Sans in front of designers and watch them malfunction. But seriously, why does one font cause this kind of emotional damage? Well, if you have ever wondered why just mentioning Comic Sans makes designers collectively ground, ease and roll their eyes like it personally insulted them, it's actually one of the internet's longest running inside jokes. But behind those laughs, there is actually some serious and hilariously relatable reasons for those hatreds. And trust me, it goes way deeper than just it's been ugly. I am Deborah, a brand and graphics designer, and here we keep it real about design freelancing and client management. If you have ever wondered why designers is at Comic Sans like it's owed them money, you're in the right place. So first, you have to take a step back to the year 1994. At this moment, Microsoft is trying to make computers more friendly for everyday people. So they introduced Microsoft Bob. This is their attempt at a playful interface featuring a cartoon dog, and they needed to create speech bubbles for this dog, so they brought in Vincent, a typeface designer with good intentions, to craft a font that actually looks like a handwritten lettered comic books. It's playful, informal and strictly meant for cartoon dogs. This is actually kind of a very cute idea, right? Cool, that's cool. But here's the twist. Microsoft thought, why not add it to Windows 95? And suddenly, Comic Sans wasn't just only for a cartoon dog, it was everywhere. Pop quizzes, business flyers, office memos, even medical clinic signage, you name it. What started as a small innocent design experiment turned into a supervillain origin story of fonts. And that's why people, is how the fonts we all love to hate came to haunt the world of design. And this was what actually caused a real problem. There was a tone-deaf takeover. Imagine rocking a beach shirt and flip-flops to a black tie gala. That's Comic Sans showing up on a funeral notice or on a legal contract. It's like, that fun, quirky uncle strolling into a serious board meeting carrying a rubber chicken, which is completely out of place. And it didn't stop there. I mean, Comic Sans was everywhere. School project titles, bake sale flyers, official corporate memos, medical clinic signage, and even tombstones. Can you imagine? So designers saw this and they rolled their eyes. Like, why? Well, typography is about connection. It's a voice of your message, and Comic Sans on a serious document streams. I didn't think about this at all, or maybe I'm just joking. And if you take a closer look at this Comic Sans font, you will notice some things. Normally, professional fonts are meticulously crafted with perfect spacing between each letters. Comic Sans itself, the letters just show up to the party and stood wherever they feel like it. I mean, we have uneven chunky text that makes even simple sentences look chaotic. Imagine trying to read a warning signs and stumbling over the letter. It's frustrating and unprofessional. And also, if you take a closer look at it, the lines are inconsistent, the curves are wonky, and nothing flows smoothly. It's light dark polish that makes the text virtually pleasing. And as a professional, you know that when spacing and curves are off, your message feels sloppy, even if the words are perfect. And that's why designers cringe when they see Comic Sans. And so a designer choosing a font is a deliberate, subtle art form. Comic Sans, when used everywhere and everywhere, feels like I don't really care about design stroke. I don't care. When a brand uses fonts poorly, it doesn't just annoy designers, it confuses people. Serious messages feel unserious, playful messages feel lazy, and your credibility takes a hint. So you want to avoid that as a beginner. So is Comic Sans always bad? Well, it's definitely not the devil's advocate. I mean, for its original purpose, which is speech bubbles, informal kids books, kindergarten flyers, or playful comic style projects, it works. It's meant to be fun, approachable, and silly. And interestingly, its distorted letter forms make it easier to read for some people with dyslexia. So credit where credit's due. But for everything else, let's just say there are a million other amazing, beautifully crafted fonts out there that can convey fun, seriousness, elegance, or anything in between without making a designer shed a single tear. So as a beginner, if you're wondering, okay, what font can I actually use instead of Comic Sans, a way to break it down by style so you don't make the same mistake. Let's start with sans serif. It's plain, modern, and friendly. You can make use of Poppins, Montserrat, Intern. Those are some fonts you can use. And for serif, if you are going for classic, elegant, and trustworthy, you can make use of Playfair, you can make use of Laura. And if you are going for script or handwritten fonts to communicate a sort of friendliness and playfulness, you can make use of Persico, Dancing Script. There are so many fonts you can use out there. If you're beginner and you're finding it hard on the usage of fonts, you want to pair a sans serif with a serif for contrast. It makes it look clean, balanced, and way more professional and Comic Sans. And you also want to avoid using more than 2 to 3 fonts in a project. Simplicity is your friend. Fonts are like well-behaved party guests. They show up, they look good, and they don't make anyone cry. So no, designers don't hate Comic Sans just for its drama. They just hate confusion, the misuse, and seeing good messages ruined by bad font choices. Comic Sans had the purpose. It was supposed to be playful, informal, fun, but people just ignored that memo. Choosing the right fonts shows you care about your work, your clients, and your message. Comic Sans sometimes is fun, but most times it's just an headache. If you as a designer want to ensure that you stay professional and you actually show that you know what you are doing, try to explore different fonts and use the right fonts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, share with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more contents like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.